Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today we're updating my July spreads in my reading journal and of course updating the initial yearly spreads as well. In July I read 3 books: Leather and Lark by Brian Weaver, The Billionaire Secret Love by Ivy Lane, which is a novella, and King of Sloth by Anna Wong. So, I didn't DNF any book this year, but I decided to put in here the ones I did in 2023, which were It Ends With Us by Colleen Over, Caraval by Stephanie Garber, A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, and Wicked King by Holly Black. Don't come for me, okay? I'm not a fantasy girl, and Akotar I loved the second book, but I just couldn't keep up. For the Cruel Prince books, I didn't like the first and I tried second and I just gave up. Sorry, it's just my opinion. In this spread, I colored the books I read according to the star rating and then named each book. Also, I'm sorry in advance, but when I recorded this video it was cloudy and sometimes the sun was peeking through, and it caused my camera to overexpose the light. I tried to edit a little bit, but it's still a bit too much sometimes. I can check out another 2 letters from the alphabet challenge: K for King of Sloth and L for Leather and Lark. Next, I thought that I was going to put Leather and Lark in the green and King of Sloth in the dark blue, but I actually didn't put the last one because it wasn't just blue enough. So I'm waiting for August to complete the dark blue with the book that I'm reading right now. For the book bingo, I completed The Murder Mystery and 2024 release, both from Leather and Lark. This month, I read the second book from the Ruinous Love trilogy and The Scandals of the Bad Boy Billionaires, and the fourth book in the Kings of Sin series. The first book I finished in July was Leather and Lark, which I gave 5 stars. It was amazing, and I gave 4 in the spice rating because it actually didn't have much smut scenes as I thought that it was going to have, but they were amazing still. The second book was actually a novella, as I mentioned, The Billionaire Secret Love, and it was pretty good. I gave 4 stars. It wasn't mind blowing, but it was entertaining, and I gave 3.5 in the spice rating. The last book was King of Sloth, and I love Anna Wong, especially the Twisted series. I didn't like King of Wrath and King of Pride as much, but I loved King of Greed and this one, King of Sloth. I gave it 5 stars and 4 in the spice rating. Moving on to the July setup. For this, I was inspired by the sticker sheets that I got from Stickii. It was designed by Amaru, and it was so magical and soft that I decided that I wanted to make it the theme for this month. And as usual, I went with a scrapbook type style. I was laying around different papers to see what goes well with the stickers, and in the end I used this doily and this round plate paper. Since I used a neutral color paper, to bring some of the colors in the sticker sheet, I also used these two washi tapes, this teal solid color and this vibrant green. I thought that it was missing something on the top, so I put these dot stickers in the colors of this theme. I didn't leave any space to write July directly on the paper, so I used this transparent paper to write the title, and I think it goes really well with the collage and it remains soft on the eye. On the left page, I did usual calendar layout with this steel marker, and this one turned out pretty full in the end because I finished 3 books, but I also started another 2. So I have to say that July was a pretty good reading month in quantity and also quality. I wanted to use all the stickers in the sheet, so I tried to play around with the layout and see what I liked. I think the secret for a good collage or spread is to repeat elements. So you see, I used the doily on the main cover, so I used it again in the other small collage. And I did the same thing with the washi tape, because even if you use different stickers or colors in other things, you still have a cohesive collage in the end. And it's pretty. With the decorations done, it's time to fill the calendar with the time I spent reading each book. I use a different color for each one, but still matching the theme. As I mentioned before, I also started two books. They are Wolves and Daggers by Melanie Karsak and Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. Let's start with the book spreads. First is Leather and Lark, and this book was amazing. That's all. Just kidding. So, if you watch any of the previous reading journal updates, you know that I like to read about serial killers and dark romance, all of that. So, this one is a romance between Lark, a serial killer, and Lachen, a contract killer. So, that's interesting. They actually hate each other because their first encounter was a little awkward and they actually didn't know each other until Lark's best friend and Lachen's brother throw a party. They are Sloan and Rowan from Butcher and Blackbird. And so in that party, they discover their identities and it doesn't go well. And also, there is someone that is killing Lark's family and close friends of the family. And because of some things that happen, Lark has to marry Lachen. Otherwise, her friends will suffer the consequences. I loved Lark. She's funny and a little psychopath, but she's loyal and fierce, an amazing female main character. And Lachen was pretty interesting, especially his investment in trying to decipher Lark's true self, because she seems to have this sunshine personality, but he sees her dark secrets. And you know, the perfect enemies to lovers, where their attraction for each other is pretty close to their hate. So, if you want a murder mystery and enemies to lovers trope with serial killers, this book is for you. Also, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I'm saying his name right. It's Lachlan? Lachen? I don't know. In my mind is Lachen, at least that's how my brain pronounces his name. So I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I didn't have any more quotes to write, so I used the space on the bottom to write Duchess, that is Lachlan's nickname for Lark. Next is the novella The Billionaire Secret Love. I liked this book. more than the first one, the Billionaire Secret Heart, because I liked the main characters more and the story didn't have a stupid third act miscommunication problem. In this one, we follow the romance between Emily and Tate, which we had a glimpse of in the first novella. Tate is actually trying to win Emily over, but she doesn't date, like, at all, never had a boyfriend, and likes to be on her own. I mean, who blames her? So she, of course, rejects Tate at first. But then they realize that they have more in common than they thought. And Emily realizes maybe going out with Tate is not as bad as she thought. They both have childhood traumas, and Emily has panic attacks due to that. And I really liked how Tate tries to understand her and tries to learn how to deal with that and support her. Also, I was more interested in this story because they are both game developers and I love playing games. In the first novella, the main characters are also in this industry, but it's not as relevant to the story as it was in this book. I actually didn't mention, but this is a billionaire romance, and it's a quick read, but this is cool. Also, I got it free from Amazon Kindle, so it's a plus. Since this is a short story, I didn't have many quotes to write. I used the remaining space to write their names because in this one they didn't have nicknames for each other, so I just drew little hearts around the names and that's it. The final spread is for King of Sloth, another 5-star book. And I was so excited to read this since I was intrigued by some scenes in the previous books in this series, and I was not disappointed. This is the story about Sloane Kensington and Xavier Castillo. Xavier is a billionaire that isn't interested in taking over his family's empire, but since he is the party type, his family hires Sloane as his publicist to maintain a clean reputation. They are pretty much cat and dog kind of relationship. Xavier loves to tease and infuriate Sloane, and she has to deal with his laid back attitude and certainly his charm. I admire Sloane so much. She's cool, intelligent, ambitious, and literally built her own company from scratch against her own family. Side note, I hate her family with all my heart. If that was my family, I'd rather be alone. And Xavier's relationship with his father is not much better. This is a little slow burn, I think. The attraction is there from early on, but until it's actually happening, it's a little while. But it's worth the wait for sure. In this one, I actually really liked male main character and how they worked on themselves and their problems alone. I wasn't bored by the story besides their romance. I think it was really good to see their growth and how they complete each other. Xavier's nickname for Sloane is Luna, and I love this quote. Luna is short for Mi Luna, my moon, because no matter how dark the nights got, you were always there, shining so brightly that I always found my way through. This was so sweet and adorable. It's definitely one of my favorite nicknames in the romance books. it's time for the final flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see my next videos. And comment down below if you are reading the Kings of Sin series. And if you are, tell me which of the books is your favorite so far. I think mine is King of Greed and King of Sloth. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!